live for 270 videos. Special stream today. I'm in my hometown, and that means I had to stop by and see my parents. And my mom was generous enough to hop on the stream. Hello, Mom.
Hello, son.
We're in the same house, but we're in different rooms because the phones did not like being next to each other. So I wanted to see both of our faces on here. The purpose of today's video is just to chit chat a little bit about 270, and also with what I do teaching and also playing 270 and the connection with the presidents. My mom has a special song she'd like to share and a story of why she had to learn that. So, but first, I'd like to give a shout out to today's unofficial sponsor of the video, CBB Blue Chips, which is a March Madness game that was created by my brother, is the best way to play March Madness. If you filled out a bracket, it's probably busted by now. But if you were playing CBB Blue Chips, you know what? You could just sell the stock that you invested in that team, and you could move on to the next game. I had money invested, fake money invested on Purdue. Did you have Purdue, Miss Kelly?
I took a risk and I put all my shares into Utah State, hoping they would cover the spread. But
They did not. So it's a free to play game, and it's lots of fun, and you can keep up with it all tournament long. So good job, Brady. Keep up the good work, and check out CBB Blue Chips. Now, like I said, the purpose of this video is to talk about the song that has the presidents in it. Tell me a little bit about why, growing up, you had to learn all the presidents.
all right, so I'm a 1983 graduate of Rockbridge High School in Columbia, Missouri. And I don't really know why it's changed, but back in the day, I graduated, like I said, in 83. We had to take a government class. And in order to pass, we had to know every U.S. president chronologically, first, last name, spelled correctly. And that was
Some of us in this household would be out just from that.
So that was quite a task. And so I made up my own little song that I could sing in my head while I was filling out the names.
That's a mnemonic strategy.
Yes, it is a very good teaching strategy. I put mine to music. There are like acrostics and there are acronyms that all falls under that umbrella on it. But I chose the music one. And so, for instance, George Washington, as everyone knows, is our first president, and then John Adams. So my first little phrase is Washington and Jefferson made many a joke. And that way I knew it went Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, John Quincy Adams, and then Jackson. So that's the first letter.
So joke didn't stand for Joe Biden?
No. No. Well, he was probably living around then, but no. So joke is for Jackson. So the first letter J, I had to come up with a fun word that I could remember. So let me go ahead and just do that for you, okay?
Sounds great.
Okay. Washington and Jefferson made many a joke. Van Buren had Tyler punished treacherous folk. Pierce besides Lincoln joined Grant hating Garfield. Arthur Cleveland Harrison, 'cause McKinley ruined Taft. Well, here comes Hoover Roosevelt trying endlessly, knocking Johnson north, flying cautiously. Raw, because raw was for Reagan, and he was president when I was in high school. And
of course, we had to stop.
That's where I stopped. But of course, it goes Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, and Biden since then. But anyway, it was a easy way for me, and I aced the test.
That sounds good. Yeah, I know you uh, are very good at everything you do. So you have strategies with that. So great job. You probably haven't added an ending to the song, but we might have to work on that for next time.
Right. Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, and Biden. Trump again
Maybe. You never
or
know.
Biden?
Yeah. Don't know. Well,
Okay.
very cool. Well, thank you for sharing. I know this is live, and I don't normally go live, so it's not a huge audience watching. But hopefully, people watch this back and enjoy your personality and know where I kind of got some of that from. Do you have any? I always ask questions of people. Do you have any questions you want to ask me that I could maybe inform the audience on? It could be anything.
Sure. So, Brendan, I can't remember how long you've been kind of playing around with 270. When did you get started?
That's a good question. I don't really remember the exact date. I remember that I joined my official community run tournament in 2017,
Okay.
which the game is centered around 2016. And I actually played before that election, but I don't think I knew what was going on as far as like we've got Dawson in the comments. I'm in AP government at the moment. So he's
What?
in class watching us. So good luck in class. We're on spring break. It ends, unfortunately, tonight. But yes, I think 2016 would be my best guess. So that's
Okay.
been a long time. That's six. That's 4 plus 4. That's 8 years already playing
Mhm.
270.
And I know you were much more involved with it earlier on. And since then, you've had two children. And so,
Became a teacher. Yeah.
yeah, I've become a
So
teacher. Speaking of teaching, do you teach government? Do you talk about the United States presidents with your
I
students?
do. I do teach seventh grade in Missouri. We do U.S. history, and so really, we just talked about the colonies, and we're getting ready to talk about the Revolution when we come back. But we've touched on George Washington. We're going to be talking about the beginning part of our country, and our founding fathers, the Constitution, all of that good stuff. So, government, absolutely. We in Missouri have to take a test. I know you referenced the test that you took when you were in high school. They have to pass the government portion before they graduate high school.
Okay.
And as an eighth grade, I think they take a pre-test. They don't have to pass, but a lot of it builds into what they take in high school. So I'm passionate about that.
Yeah.
I haven't always been. I've kind of been a nerd, and I like the presidents. We just had a presidential draft on my YouTube channel with a couple other loungers, and I was proud to get George Washington with my first pick.
Oh,
So
the
he is one of my.
country.
I did draft quite a few Democrats and Republicans. We drafted all 45 presidents, and so it was kind of an interesting exercise. And um,
Hmm.
yeah, it really put us to the test. But do you have a favorite president?
Probably Lincoln, Abraham.
Mhm.
Abe and I go way back. No, just
You guys
kidding.
are, yeah. That's funny.
No, he did so much for our country, and God created all of us in His image, and red, yellow, black, or white, we are precious in His sight. So that was the beginning of the end of slavery, and I know our country. It's taken many years to get to where we are, and we can do some things better. But I know we've come a long way.
Yeah, can't go wrong with choosing Abraham Lincoln, that's for sure. I know I wrote a paper, I don't know if you remember this or not, but in fourth grade, I wrote a paper on Harry S. Truman. We got to do a famous Missourian. And I was kind of nervous because I thought I was going to have to write one about Sacagawea or something. Lewis and Clark, Daniel Boone, J.C. Penney, some of the famous Missourians, but I was lucky enough to get the president. So,
Awesome. And
yes.
of course, his presidential library is excellent, and it's in Kansas City.
hmm Yep, as is the World War I Museum, which that's a very fun place to go.
Good. Do you get to take your students on field trips?
Haven't yet. We're looking at possibly doing something like that
Uh-huh.
when we reconfigure the budget, but everything's been on like a COVID.
Sure.
Everything's online, virtual, so that in case, and we're gonna work our way toward getting off of that as soon as possible.
Yeah, okay. Well, this has been fun.
Yes, I
Good
really
luck.
appreciate. Yeah, I really appreciate you hopping on, and I know you support my channel. You don't watch a lot of videos, but there is a couple videos I just posted today and yesterday. The Donald Trump path to 270, and the Joe Biden. Have to be fair. Have to show both sides of it. Path to 270, and then I don't know if you know who John Fetterman is. But I played as him in a multiplayer match
Okay.
and really got boxed out. There were four key strategies, and they were all taken. And I really had to finagle my way to hanging on and potentially winning that match. So if you've not seen that video, you might check that out. And we're on our way to 5K subscribers before Election Day. So if you're watching this, have made it this far, and not subscribed yet, go and hit the button. Dawson, I see you still in the comments. You got a question before we get off, since you are our audience right now. If not, it's totally okay. Who was president when? Um... oh, okay. We got a couple questions here.
Oh.
I'm sorry, a couple comments here. So Dawson said, "I'm surprised that Fetterman stayed alive through the day." So his health did deteriorate. I'm glad. Obviously, don't want ill health on anyone. He's making a recovery, and then we have um, I destroy things. Asks, how do you get so good at the game? So I will say, Malcolm Gladwell wrote the book 10,000. Wrote the book Outliers,
Okay.
and 10,000 hours is the number of time you need to commit to something in order to master something. Tiger Woods didn't become really good at golf overnight. He played since he was a young kid. 270, you don't have to spend a ton of time, but you need to be intentional with your time. So, not just aimlessly playing, you need to understand the mechanics of the game. So, the math behind it, what amount of money to get in the state groups to unlock bonuses. And then there's the game theory, because both people make their moves at the same time, understanding what tendencies are, and then just giving yourself multiple paths to victory. If you have one direct path, you're going to be very predictable. And if you're predictable, a good player can stop you almost every single time. So my advice would to be give yourself multiple avenues, have fun with it because it's a game, and if you lose, learn from it. And try different strategies. If the swing states, the base, the race to get the swing state bonus constantly gets you behind, try something else. Try going Old South in New York for the African American bonus. Try getting the oil and gas and putting pressure on your opponent in California and Texas. So just a few things to think about. I appreciate the comments. I destroy things in Dawson. Yes, Mom.
Okay, one quick fun fact. So I was talking
Yes.
to someone last week who saw Tiger Woods practicing at a golf course today. And you know how a basketball player goes around the lane and or the point line and just shoots at every spot over and over to practice the shot. He had balls all over and he was putting from every angle, every distance, over and over. And he spent hours.
Hmm.
So that explains
Yeah.
lots of hours.
Lots of hours, but it is a hobby, and like I said, like you mentioned earlier, life has changed. I've got a teaching job. I don't have as much time that I can devote to the game, but I can still make videos and still help players. So if you're interested, you can find me in the Facebook lounge under my name, Brendan Borman, Borman. I'm a moderator of the page. We're 13,000 strong. You can also join my Discord channel and connect with me on there. But thank you again, Mom, for joining us.
Yeah.
And we might have to do this again sometime. I might have to have a player on here and do some interviews or something. Or if there's a way, I have to talk to Tyler Demora. He's one of my good pals, and he streams on Twitch under Portly Games. If there's a way I can talk like this and have my game screen on over here, that'd be pretty cool. Where I could
Yeah.
be playing and giving live commentary
I'm
versus voiceovers. Yes. Thanks so much for all your support. Thank you, everyone. And until next time, I will catch you in the next 270 video.